Hello. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. Guys, I must have to tell you today, I was very productive today. So when you come in, take the time to share this, and I get to good today. I want to get a little bit deeper. You know, sometimes I read your comments. I try to find a way to describe some of the things I feel like I could share that will benefit you and that will help you on your growth about life. So, like I keep saying, everything I'm sharing is up to you to take it or leave it. My hope is that you take it, at least practice one or two things from here. Today I rested. I went to get a massage today. I got a massage, and then I went around and did a video. So the massage that I did was just to get the tension that I have off. It's very necessary. It's one of the things that I share with people about some of the routines that I do. So being here that you watch me, you follow me, is giving you a visual. Like, you know, when I was growing up, although I didn't see this life today, I was able to practice or use some of the things that I see. I'm a visual person. So if I want to live a life, I like to visualize some things and research how I can get there. And being able to do those is what requires you to be able to be shifting your thinking all the time as you function. So my goal here is to make this page where you can come and see certain things that you want to say, this is how I want my life. I see some of your comments. I see what you're doing. But at the same time, as you're watching those things that you want to be, you want to happen to you, you want people to do for you, I want you to be practicing one or two things that you see. Because this thing we are talking about, positioning yourself, happens automatic. There is nobody, and I keep repeating this, that God will want you, they want to help you, that will not help you because you position yourself right. There's nobody out there. If they are for you, they're going to find their way towards you. But in order for that to happen, you have to be ready for it. That means you have to attract it. I was reading a post that said you attract what you think, or something that, but no, you attract what you seek. There are certain things that I remember when I was doing my master's degree, one of the advice that my professor gave me was, if you wanna have money, hang around people that have money. Make sure you watch how they handle money, how they hold their money, how they fold their money, the kind of domination of currencies that they walk around with, what they put their emphasis on. And since then, just being in that classroom and hearing him say that have shifted my mindset. So I'm hoping that you can hear one or two things that can shift your mindset. So you need to understand that taking is never a way of life. If you position your life that people have to be doing just for you, without you having an effort to say, who can I impact? Where you are, be the champion where you are. Because as you are getting better where you are and being the champion, something better is waiting for you. There's no way you're going to graduate to the next level until you perfect where you are. So it becomes very important that you continuously work on yourself so you can get better where you are. Most of us like a copy. We like to see what people are doing and we want to do it knowing that we are not ready for it. I don't care what anybody is trying to tell you. There's no automatic thing about life. You can design the life you want. And I know most of you are saying, you know, I'm waiting on God. Stop waiting on Him. I keep telling you guys, I detest people that feel like they have to wait for God. God have already created you and gave you everything that you need. All you have to do is do the work that is necessary. If you need to refine some things, refine it. If you need to work on your persona, work on it. You need to work on how you talk, do that. So some of the things I'm sharing is something that I feel like one person can take this and make use of it. It's not waiting for someone to do it for you. I can't stop people that feel like people have to do everything for you. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is doing it for you. So the only way that's going to happen, you're going to attract it and you have to be ready for it. It doesn't happen automatically. And you cannot feel entitled to people. You need to start feeling like you guys came into this world together. Even if you did, It doesn't mean that both of you have to be in the same avenue. I keep telling you guys, the same mother can have you, but you don't have you have different God, you have different destiny, you're created differently. And I'm not the one that believe in all this devil that people are talking about. I don't. And nothing will convince me to believe in it because I don't see the value from it. The only thing I know that if an individual works very hard, God is going to send you what you need. If you keep thinking that God is going to send you what you need and do what you want him to do while you sit down and let everybody else do everything they need to do, it does not work that way. There is no miracle. The only miracle had to happen when you're prepared for it. It's when your preparation meets opportunity. That's when miracle happens. If you're not prepared and you see opportunity and you miss it, you start calling your village people. You start calling people that are on their own. You go find somebody that did not call your name. You say they've done something to you. They've collected your destiny. They collected this. Oh, they locked you up somewhere. Who is locking you? How can you give devil power and God power at the same time? You have to choose one. Make a choice. If you choose to follow devil, follow them. Choose to go. Whatever your choice is, choose it. What I'm here to do is pass my message. And I need you to be able to grab that message. If you like, however you are thinking is up to you. Whatever you want to receive from me is up to you. So today we're thinking about critical thinking. Let me share something about critical thinking. I had to do my research and make some notes. Because sometimes, people confuse this. They think, oh, I think of myself, I know this. You don't know. And let me use the right word. Facebook is going to nap me. So let me just go back to what I'm talking about. But seriously, the only way you can show me what you're preaching is by demonstration. You can talk from here to heaven. If you say you're grown and you're still acting childish, my dear, you're not grown. Pick one of these my ideas, this is my tape, and watch it. I try to label my tape as much as possible. I try to make sure they are very clear, just in case. But this critical thinking is very important. This is one of the best skill sets that if you master it, see all these BS that's going on around you. If you master critical thinking, you're going to chart your own path and you're going to follow it with no distraction. If they like, heaven can fall on earth. You're going to be moving. People can be shouting and screaming. You're going to be moving. Anything that's happening around you, you're going to hold your position. This critical thinking can help you in your job. It can help you in your church. It can help you in your personal life. Even to be a good friend. To even your own family. The kind of critical thinking that I have, if I didn't have it, my family members would have put me down on their level. But my level is way up there. But most people try to argue that. I don't know what you're arguing. Argue with your keyboard. But me, I know the kind of work I have done on myself and I know where I belong. Don't worry that I come back and I play and I just kind of mingle around, I do things. But I know, because when you know who you are, you understand. I'm not talking about when you know who you are by bragging. Oh, I know who I am. I'm this. No. Your actions, you have to show, where you're going. By the things you do. By the things you partake in. Where you put your energy in. When I keep talking about non-relevant talk, people don't understand what I'm saying. So that's why you could tell people. Sometimes when you post something, some people go and make comments on it that they don't even understand what you're talking about. But because that too, people like to jump into conclusion and say something. So this critical thinking is one of the most useful skill set that will help you defeat any circumstances you're having. It's going to even help you recognize opportunities. So both of you over here looking for giveaway. Give me money, give me food, I can't eat it, I haven't done this. If you have critical thinking, you know that you could go and farm, that you need to downgrade from where you are. And you know that with this life I'm living, this begging I'm begging, how long will it take me? This thing that I'm waiting for someone to do for me, what can I do right now to survive in this environment? Now, Like I keep saying, I made some notes so I can stay on track, because I don't want any of my video that when you listen to it, you're not gonna pick one or two things. So I try to do you a good favor as well of myself, so that when I produce these videos, it's something that you can always come back and learn and listen, at least gain some value. Even for me too, when I come back and listen to it, I can get some value. Because as we are aging, I shared this yesterday, you need to stay relevant. You need to make sure you stay in the game. You cannot get out of the game. You see, all of you keep thinking, I don't do Facebook, I don't do computer, I don't get on the social media. Go tell your grandma to get a phone and you're on the social media. That's where we are right now. So as we are talking, this could be where you get your education. This could be where you get your BS. This could be where you get fake news, right news. Everything depends on your mind, the way you position yourself. Now, if you're the one that likes to digest good information, this is the site for you. This is the page for you. So come on, let's talk about this. Because when I'm posting, I'm going to be digging in and posting. By now, you should know. My page is not a page you come in and feel like I want BS around. No, I don't. I joke a lot. And I do. And I can rock life a lot. You know, because that's where I am in life. That doesn't mean you have to be there. So this critical thing is going to help you with all these competitions we do. All these things. Somebody's doing this, let me go and do it. Master critical thinking. This skill is needed. Now, critical thinking, I'm going to define what it is, because I want to make sure you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Like I said, some people is still going to misunderstand it. That's why you know you're on the wrong page. Because I see your comment, I will delete it and block it. That's giving you a message that this is not your page for you. I just need serious-minded people to listen to my video and act. You have to act on it. Most of you are looking for somebody. Okay, you have all this money, give me now. It doesn't work like that. You have to be asking questions. How did people do what they did to get to where they are? Most of you, I keep thinking, they're lucky. If some of us tell our story here, you will bow. You will know that you have it made. If some of us will sit down and tell you our journey, you know you have it made. You even have social media that can expose you. We had nothing to expose us. We were on our own world, doing our own thing. So while you're on this social media with your data, make sure you make it useful. Most people, there is no successful person you see that doesn't have a story behind it. So while you are looking for grabbing people's money to make sure that they owe you something, that they must make money to give you, try to learn about their story and use it for your own benefits. And you can add one or two things that you hear from here, see how you can use it. To be successful, you're meant to win. You're not winning. It's not because I didn't give you money. It's not because you bet for 1,000 food they didn't give you. No. It's you. Stop looking for an external thing that you can put anything on. It's easy for us to blame anything but ourselves. Take one of these skills I'm trying to share with you. By the way, critical thinking is attached to emotional intelligence. If you see these people that have, like, they have Obanje, have cured Obanje, keep thinking that someone is locking them up somewhere, someone is doing something to them, you know, they're praying for this thing that is always bothering them at night, they might need a different kind of cure. Right now, this critical thinking is something that you want to pay attention to see how you're going to apply in your life. So now, whether you're aiming to improve your performance at work, or you're simply trying to live a more fulfilling life. Do you know what it feels like to live a fulfilling life? If you're living a fulfilling life, you don't notice any BS around you. I promise you that. It's like your life, people, it will be very obvious. Even all these things that we keep thinking, if government coffee, we grab it. It's just like now they're talking about Trump and people are grabbing it. You're in Nigeria talking about the economy. If you're living a fulfilling life, you think about how you can be able to survive in that situation by flipping yourself. So you need a variety of hard and soft skills to move the needle around your life. Some skills come naturally to some people. I believe that some of the skills that I practice, sometimes it comes naturally. Because once I pick it up, I'm like, oh my God, where have you been? It's like it just came out. Some do, it's natural. Others might need for you to develop them actively. That means you have to participate in trying to develop it. So some skills might not be that natural, but you have to practice it. Some things that you want to perfect, you have to continuously work on it. One of these skills is a critical thinking. But critical thinking itself is made up several types of skills that contribute to solving problems more effectively. Let's explore the different type of critical thinking. But before we do that, what I want to do is define critical thinking. I have to read this like I made the notes on. Critical thinking is the ability to analyze facts. Now, that's a fact. Fact is that cats exist, right? To use your critical thinking, you need to analyze that fact. Cats exist. How did they even come about? Okay? So you're analyzing facts objectively. You're not analyzing fake news. You're analyzing fact. Or if it's a fake news, if you're a critical thinker, you recognize fake news, you don't waste your time on it. Like I told you guys, stop occupying your mind with stuff. There's too much greatness out there. If you carry junk, you're going to miss the good things. So you must well drop, as your millionaire is junk, you drop it. As you're picking it, drop it right there. You could even leave it where you are. That's why some people, you have to meet them where they are. Sometimes you have to leave them. You pick it up, you leave it. So right now, we're talking about facts. We're not talking about somebody called you on the phone and told you that they saw elephant flying. That's what we're talking about. And you want to stay 30 minutes on the phone talking about whether elephant flying or not. Come on now. Now, I hope you guys get it clear. I'm trying to break this as much as I can so that people can follow me here where I'm talking, right? Facts is facts. Fake is fake. Don't occupy your intellect on fakeness. So these people do. Don't occupy your mind on it. If you say you want to learn, I'm trying to tell you, because if you don't occupy your mind on it, somebody might likely will see you make a good comment about life and how it's supposed to work. I might pick you up. You want money. You want people to help you, right? You want God position people for you. I'm not gonna get somebody that's dramatizing and kind of fake. It doesn't work for me. That's why I say my page is not for everyone. You move on. So follow this right now, because I'm trying to break it up as much as I can so that we can all be on the same page. It's very important for us to be on the same page now as I'm talking, right? Okay, so critical thinking is your ability to analyze facts objectively and form a judgment. Let me see. There's a fact. You see the fact. The fact is, you need to go from 1 before you go to 2. When somebody tell you, no, you can skip 2, you don't want to entertain it because you want to know why did they skip 2 in the first place. They didn't go from 1 to 3, went from 1 to 2. And after you analyze it, you can form a judgment that there's no way I want to get to 3 unless I go through 2. If I get to 3, this will happen, this will happen, this will happen. Although somebody got to 3, that doesn't mean it's the right way to go. Are you following me? You feel me? That's where I'm going with this. Let's keep driving this now. Y'all got it now? So that's where I'm going. So you have to form that judgment. It is a form of an emotional intelligence. That means there's nothing everybody tell you. See how they talk about, oh, if you breathe, you get money. Why you want to go follow them when they say you breathe? That's how people get in trouble. You're not using your EQ. You have to use your emotional intelligence in certain things. Okay? Someone with critical thinking skills can think clearly and rationally when the situation demands. You have a clear thinking. The example that I gave, you count 1, 2, 3. Your critical thinking knows that 2 have to come after 1. Somebody carry their fake news and say, no. Skip 2. It's not important. You are thinking clearly to say, no, the fact is, you need 2 to get to 3. Why would I want to jump it? Because some people are jumping does not mean that's the fact. So you have now formed a judgment which is going to help you to be able to be more effective when you make decisions. Okay? So when people, because you're going to be getting all kinds of news out there, but to be a critical thinker, especially what I'm seeing on this Facebook app, people are typing. I said, you guys don't get it. That's why I posted on there. You gotta keep saying follow for follow. People are thinking that follow for follow. They're not thinking. If that works, if you want to be on this Facebook for a long time, why do you think after you get certain followers, you're not being productive? You can post as much as you want to post. You have already used money to purchase followers. So what is your goal? If my goal is to be on this app and be very productive and be organic and unique, I do not need to participate in what I see everybody doing. I hope I'm giving several examples for you to grab whichever one you feel like is going to work for you. Use this critical thinking to please analyze your environment. The fact is, the economy in the Nigerian system is not working. Use that fact and critically think a judgment on how you can carry yourself in that situation. Screaming, crying, walking around from comment to comment, begging money for food, money for this. How is that working? Is it a consistent habit that you can use? For how long would you use it? Can you use that time to see how you can critically formulate a plan to handle this? That maybe, just maybe, that money you're chasing will not come to you. Somebody will not see you and say, I need to help you get ahead. Use your critical thinking very wisely. I hope you're following me on this. Now, you can look further than what you see at face value. Whenever you see something, if you are a critical thinker, you want to look further than that. There is always a source for everything you're seeing. Me, I like to go to the source. I like to go to the source. You will save yourself a lot. If people call you on the phone and tell you nonsense, even whether it's true, I'm not saying it's all lies. Verify. Go to the source. Don't say, oh, this is what I say, you know, this what. No. Me, I could ask you one or two questions. I'm like, okay, never mind. Because you don't need to continue on as a gossip. Know how to dismiss certain things. Okay? You are able to analyze what you see from a situation and gain some insight that goes further than what's obvious to anyone from the outside. So if something, I find things that people don't see, it's because of my critical thinking. Everybody is seeing something. This is, you know, this is a case, he holds a phone. Me, I look further than that. If you're a critical thinker, you will occupy your mind to the facts and try to formulate a clear judgment. You don't jump to what everybody is saying. That's what most people do. Whenever somebody says something, everybody will take it and be recycling it. And they will think it's a fact. I'm going to give you guys specific examples, common examples. Later on, we will think about it. Okay? I'm going to give it to you based on my own experiences when I'm talking. Okay? Now, you're able to analyze things to see more than people are seeing from the outside. Critical thinking also requires you being able to understand the logical connections between two or more ideas or concepts. You have to understand what the connection is. Remember how we keep talking about when people don't like you, they meet with each other. What is the connection? They have formulated an idea not to like you. So they now became friends. These are people that they're not friends before. They became friends because why? You have offended one or two people. So why are you wasting time with it? That's a connection. You already know what it is. You just move on. Because you cannot help them. A team working on a company's pricing strategy might need to think critically on several concepts. Whatever it is that you see out there, I did share some insight about small businesses. How you have to, because somebody is selling their business $10, doesn't mean you have to always say $10. You can think critically to be able to know what your overhead cost is and see. Maybe I can sell for $9 and still be okay. You don't just jump because people, that's what happens in Nigeria. The phone is 1200. Now everyone just jump on it. Oh my God, a cup of Gary is the people. Nobody knows why Gary is going up right now. Everybody's jumping. Even the market people could be doing this because nobody is critically thinking through this. And plus, there's no control. There's no control. You know, guys know that people can be able to rebel on things. I'm going to share all those with you later on. Maybe a different video because I know Facebook is not taking that. I'm keeping all this my negative video I want to share later on. Not negative. There's something to give you ideas that the people might not like to hear. Okay? So remember, you're going to formulate your own. So people that work together always use critical thinking to be able to be successful. You need to analyze how to maximize everything you're doing. Anything that you engage yourself in, what is your gain? Why are you in it? You have to think, you have to ask yourself this question. You're on the phone with somebody for 30 minutes for an hour. Ask yourself, what are we talking about? Why is this benefiting me apart from making me feel good that somebody else is being talked about? Is being portrayed in a negative environment. How is that making me feel good? So think about that. Okay? It's important to understand the logical connection between whatever you're doing, the strategy you're using, and what is happening. If you have to understand this I'm doing now, what is the outcome? It's really, really important. The reason why I'm saying this is, let me just give you an example. And I hope you guys think about it, because this is one of the avenues that I wish people can do less of. Now, don't get me wrong, we will never eradicate gossip, hatred, envy. That's the reason why they're in the Bible. That's the reason why they're in the dictionary. That's the reason why it's being talked about. That's the reason why there's a definition for it. Right? But if you want to get somewhere, you need to understand that. Right? What I'm getting at is that we like to, what is your strategy to handle people that don't like you? Critically think about it. First of all, them not liking you, does that take anything away from you? The answer is solid no. That's the fact. People that don't like you does not count to your success. It's a fact. Because the fact remains that you are the only one with your hands that can decide the direction of your life. Because God, guess what? God is always working, right? So that people are over there talking or doing some things does not justify you acting like you're a failure. What you have done right now, you're not critically thinking. You're thinking that there's an effect from that. But I'm trying to tell you there's no effect. It's all BS. They're just trying to pacify themselves. Does it make sense? So take your mind, be the one that formulates this strategy. Each time it's happening here, you cannot convince them to stop. You can explain as much as you want to explain somebody to stop. You need to now shift to a different environment. And then if you can block, I always teach people how to block. If you don't know how to block things, you need to know how to block it, how to not put your attention to it. You begin to learn those strategies and those skills. That's going to help you to focus on what's important. People talking about you is not important. People being jealous of you is not important. People trying to bring you that is not important. People trying to cage you is not important. Because you know that they don't have the power. It's not possible. So what you have done right now is that when you begin to take it, you begin to confuse yourself. So you're not becoming delusional. You're allowing your mind to not start thinking what is not fact. And that's why you see people sometimes they make a comment, I'm like, are you serious? Remember the time that I told you guys a story, one person that helped with their business? And they say they carry their Bible and enter their shop. They say the cat changed to hope. Now you know that if you hear that story, you know that's not a fact. It's not possible. I wish I could do that. But it's not possible. But people have formulated this idea in their head based on them being, either they feel like they are close to God, they have been seen revolution, or they have become Jesus' assistants, or they have given themselves a role in Christianity, spirituality, whatever you want to call it. They have positioned themselves that that's it. They are the anchor that follows God. So they begin to formulate these ideas that you have not gone anywhere and see the fact of half of the things you're hearing from people. But why are you entertaining it? That's the fact. You know there are certain things you have heard that you're still waiting for it to happen. I have somebody that people say on Facebook when they say something about between tithe and blessing and everything. Somebody say, I'm still yet to see it happen because I pay my tithe. I'm like, critically analyze it. You have to know how to. Critical thinking helps you to stay ahead of the curve. I hope I'm making sense. I hope you guys are following me here. I really hope that this blesses someone today. That you can be able to go back in and start questioning some of the things you're hearing. So people that don't like you have no barrier on you being successful tomorrow. Leave all those games they play. They will get tired. By the time they're tired, they're probably gonna be so old. They don't even know what you just keep winning. That's the only way I'm successful. I have to show you what it means to live a good life. Despite whatever you think is more important to you, because to me it's not important. Does that make sense? I hope you guys are getting me. So before I go off track, let's stay on track now. So you need a strategy. Now, critical thinking is different from creative thinking. We tend to confuse it. That's why people get creative. They say, oh, I'm a critical thinker. No, it's very different. I'm going to show you what the difference are. Critical thinking is, creative thinking is the ability to generate brand new ideas, which could be fake news. Creative thinking can be, let me see how I can make up this story now. People can believe me. That could be creative thinking. Let me go dramatize something. People will get it. You're very creative. But it's not critical thinking. A critical thinker will put a hole in it and no, this is not true. Come on now, what you just said right now is not working. Does it make sense? I hope you guys are comparing the two. Okay, critical thinking requires you to carefully and logically analyze the information that is given to you. I'm giving you information right now. You're going to have to logically and intentionally, you're going to have to be very, very intentional in analyzing this. So you can be able to formulate a strategy that you can use to help yourself. So I'm hoping that someone is going to sit down and carefully analyze our discussion this night to be able to see how they can formulate a strategy for this. And you need that to maximize the result of the life you're about to live. Now, there are 5 characteristics of critical thinking. 5 characteristics. The first one is dispositions. Critical thinkers have specific traits that allow them to think the way they do. Some people are predisposed to these traits. Remember how I said some things are natural. You just do it, right? People that are critical thinking, they know how to question everything. And me, I don't formulate ideas so easily. That's why it's very hard to sway me into a different direction. It's very hard for me to see what people are doing and it moves me. It doesn't move me. Does it make sense? It does not move me. People will say, oh, people are talking to you, listening to them. I keep saying this. I'm not that type. Anybody that knows me, I will say that. I'm not that type. I might be quiet, but I have to critically analyze what you're saying. So this position is one of them. When others need you to develop them actively, some of the disposition includes open-mindedness. You have to have an open mind. Everything you have, don't let people No, come on now. I hope people that are watching me, that people are still not recruiting you to go and enter the problem that is not your business. You have to have an open mind. You have to respect evidence and reasoning. You have to respect it. Evidence and reasoning. I was sharing with somebody that upset me one time, maybe sometime last month or so. I'm like, I don't understand why you feel like I need to entertain you. You know, you have to know what your level is. It's not an insult. But for me to come down to you and be arguing about something that you have decided to make up, and you're questioning me, and you think I'm going to answer you to that. You're not respecting the evidence and respecting my reason, because I don't reason like you. So people that know you are supposed to know you. I'm not one that entertains BS. So that means you coming to me and telling me stuff does not mean that your fact is the truth. You can hold on to it until your grave. That does not make it true. You know, does it make sense? It's just like somebody telling you that there's no hope. Hope turned to a cat. Cat turned to hope. Come on now. That reasoning is not even something that I want to entertain. So when I heard about it, I was laughing. At first, I got upset because this person that's saying it is not, they're supposed to be mature than that. You know what I mean? But after a while, think about it. That people are talking about it. I'm like, you have to respect the evidence you're seeing. You know, if you wave wherever I need to wave, do I change to cats? You know, so respect that. So for these positions, you have to be able to consider different perspectives and point of views. In other words, you have to have a cognitive flexibility in how you reason. You have to. You don't take what people tell you and just move on. Right now, a lot of you are just talking about Buhari did this, Buhari that, and Buhari is gone now. He said, Tinubu, now we have a new national anthem. You have to ask yourself, what value you're talking about this? What is it getting? You're just working yourself up. You're creating anxiety for your situation. Why are you worried about that? You already know that people you put in position it doesn't care about you. That's a fact. Because when you see a government that works, it's very obvious you see that, right? And you're not seeing it. And you're still complaining. You guys complained for 8 years with Jonathan. Complain for another, is it 8 years? I don't know how long Jonathan was there. Complain with Buhari. Now you're comparing with Tinubu. By now, you should be able to critically think about a different direction. Not about, I want to Japan, let me leave. No. Where you are right now, how are you going to survive it? So you cannot be a nuisance to the environment. So you need to critically think about the situation. It's not getting any better. To be in this position, I'm talking about the characteristics of a critical thinker. To be in this position, you need to be able to stuck in one position. Not to stuck in one position. Don't be stuck in one position. You have to continuously grow. Whatever you believe in last year might not be the fact again. So you have to continuously shake things up. Question the narratives. Question the normal all the time. Even if it was normal 6 months ago, it might not be normal again today. So that's one of you have to be a critical thinker. You need to be skeptic of everything. And you need to have clarity and preciseness. Have clarity. People like to jumble information for you. Jumbo want to tell you something, just come, they talk here. I used to tell them, I say, please stay. Can you stay with the facts? Stay right here. You know, you're crying. My mommy did this, and someone asks you a question, you cannot answer because they're trying to dump some things on you. So the next characteristic is argument. You see me sometimes, that's why I stopped doing it on Facebook. People type something like, if I need to reply you though, if I feel like you're not, I'm trying not to use the right word, maybe enlightened about what I'm talking about, I'm gonna come back and talk to you about it. And good critical thinker need to make a solid argument on a facts. An argument is making a statement aided by supporting evidence. It is important to use well thought out argument when you are in a constructive conflict. I think I say constructive conflict, not just any conflict. I can get into a constructive conflict, I just will not go into BS conflict. You have to be very, 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 very constructive. You have to be something that worth me spending my time on. Then you can be able to now get into an argument that you can back up with facts. When analyzing a situation critically, you will need to make several arguments in your own mind to come up with the judgment. Okay? Now, the next characteristics is reasoning. In addition to argument, a critical thinker also required to interfere conclusions. Whatever conclusion you come up to, you need to interfere with it. You need to go back in and they check it again. From the facts and arguments presented to you, you need to use reasoning thinking, reasoning skills to come up to logical conclusion. You cannot just take the facts that are presented to you as the facts. This conclusion will determine the best course of the action you need to take. Criteria. Critical thinkers, sometimes a matter of truth. They'll go from truth to fiction. Not all facts presented to you may have the same level of truth. Everything, because somebody is always speaking the truth doesn't mean they're always speaking the truth. Sometimes they might add their own, so you need to understand when they add their own or not. Anybody that presents something to you, to me, I can tell if it's a fact or not. I can. I mean, I don't say it all the time, because the reason why I don't say it all the time is that at the end of the day, it's me taking what I need to take. Okay. Certain conditions need to be met for something to be considered believable. I hope you know what that is. It's not about, oh, this person says it's true, this person says it's true, this person says that means it's true. No. You have to make sure you have a strategy on how this condition will be made. And you need to be able to understand whatever the belief that people are presenting to you. You just don't jump into it. Metacognition is the last part of the characteristics of a critical thinker. Metacognition is the ability to think about your own thinking. Hey, you know, most of us don't do this. Question your thinking. Come on now. I tell somebody this the other day, they think I'm insulted. I'm like, what you just say right now, question it. Very smart person. Because your environment can influence you. When you stop questioning, you can be influenced. There's some influence that can nudge you into begin to reason differently. So once in a while, question your thinking. You know how you are around somebody and then they're always saying something. After a while, you find yourself in the same situation. Question that. To be a critical thinker, you have to always be questioning your thinking. I do that often. Critical thinkers should be able to analyze their thoughts so that they can judge whether or not they've thought everything through. This will help you come up with a better solution. You have to be able to analyze those things and think it through to make sure that whatever it is that you're taking in, you're about to formulate is true. So you need to question your conclusions. Whatever thinking you have, question your thinking. Most of you are so dense that you don't know. There are people that have changed a lot. There are people that are still really just doing all kinds of stuff. I just cannot understand it. Everybody likes to do the same thing. So question your thinking. Question those things that you always see. That you feel like, okay, this worked last year. It's good that this is happening. This is going on with people. Now I have to be able to now formulate that idea to take it. Okay, so I see these people throwing this money. Why are they throwing money? Why can't they all come to the village and live? Maybe they should all come to the village. Everybody don't want to live in Nigeria. If you like, you could jump up and down, and that's why you need to use your head. Now, come on, now use your head. Would you go to your village and live? So because somebody is getting older does not mean that they have to go live their village. But because it was someone that I met, one of my colleagues, they say their father is like certain age, but their father is not going to go to Nigeria. Because you know that when that happens, there's a chance that something is going to happen to them. So why are you watching people's video and tell them to pack their load and go to Nigeria? And you know you don't have the power though. You're wasting your data and your keyboard to tell an adult what to do. And then because your family members is making money, you feel like you can sit on Facebook and be entitled to their money. How is that a real? How is that a fact though? Did they make that money because they believe that, okay, I have to give it to you? No. It's a choice. And everybody's entitled to their choices. So people are not giving people money does not mean that there's something wrong with them. No. I was sharing a video that I just made today, enjoying this hotel that I'm in. And I remember when I was growing up, I wasn't even married then. When I keep thinking about the kind of life I would live. This is the life now. The people don't know how I dream. So when I share that video, I'm sharing it saying, I remember vividly, especially when I came to this country, because I did not read much when I was in Nigeria. I didn't know how to read and write like that. I learned everything here. So when I see something, a picture, I put it close to my bed. If you come to my room that time, you see pictures of stuff. Because that's the vision for me. I'm like, okay, one day I'm going to dress like this. That's how I said I was going to be a corporate person and carry briefcase. Because I see these smart women. I wore shorts, skirt suits like crazy. I have at least up to 200 in the trunk box I'll give away that I used to over the first time in my career. Those visions, I walked in them. Because he encourages me to keep walking. So to be a critical thinker, it's not that you see somebody, it's not for you to know, how did they get there? What do they have to do? I used to sit around and Google my degree and Google all the certifications that relates to what I do. And I'll start taking them one at a time. I will enroll in courses and taking the certification. One day, I remember somebody asked me, why are you all going all this degree? What you did it for? I said, I don't know. They will all come together. One day, the whole circle came together. And that catapulted me out where I need to be. If I didn't make that preparation, I will be jealousing people, talking about people. Oh, can't you help me get there? Why don't you help me get a job? Why can't you do this for you? Every job that I sought out, I applied for it. I listed all my credentials and skills. Before the interview, I rehearsed and practiced. So if somebody aided you to get a job easy, you should be thankful for that. As a critical thinker, that should not make you position yourself very well. Because someone have now taken out of certain things to where they need to be for you. But most of us don't think like that. We live the reality and start thinking about what doesn't make any sense. The reality is, when somebody aids you, you must respect that process. If you like jump up and down what you want to jump, it does not make any difference. Your story will be told with that assistance that you receive. That's the fact. So if you try to dismiss that fact or shame it, does not mean it did not happen. That's the mistake we make. And that mistake haunts us. Because as you're shaming it and you try to dismiss it, try to belittle it, does not change the facts. Sometimes as a critical thinker, you want to leave it alone. Maybe if you have become the way you don't like it, you leave it alone. So find a way to see what you see. Analyze it. And don't just jump to conclusion because everybody else is talking. You want to go and talk. Some of the things you see, if you're a visual person like me, I became successful because I'm a visual junkie. Just like I'm a self-development junkie. I see a car that I like. I don't buy any car unless I research it for at least 6 months. I see the car. I will look at the car. I will go inside it. I will do all kinds of stuff. And I'm not buying it because A is buying it. I'm buying it because that's what I visualize that I want. And I will find that if the car passes, I can take a picture of it and put it somewhere, I'll be looking at it. Use some of the things you're seeing on this app as a visual plan or as a visual target or goal. Don't use it in a negative way because everybody else is doing that. People are spraying money, it's not your own. People have a house, it's not your own. If you like it, put all the negative thinking about it. It does not change the fact that they have a house. Somebody has a car, it's not your car. It could be a visual for you, a target for you to find out what the hell are they doing. I saw somebody I was following on Facebook one day. I'm like, okay, I need to find out what this guy does. And I begin to research it. I don't formulate idea that quickly. People are talking about him, this, and me, okay, I need to find out. And then they come back and say, oh, he's doing this. I got to Google. How much money can you make from doing this? That's why I'm not the type of person come and say, go and sell 10 this and make 1 million. I'll jump to it. I'm not. Most of us don't think like that. You over there playing gamble. You think people make money from gambling and all those games you play. You are occupying your mind with junk. If you want to get busy, put an headphone and listen to a good song on YouTube. Go up and dance. Decide what you share your attention to. People over there barking, this happened to them. It's not, you don't need to pay attention to that. So develop this critical thinking. It's going to help you with everything I'm just sharing right now. Because what you want to do is refocus. Focus and refocus. And refocusing is always, anytime you choose, you can refocus and get back on track. So this critical thinking that I'm talking about, why is it important? Why do you believe it's important? It's important because it's a soft skill that helps you in the critical thinking process. Developing this skill can improve your ability to think critically and clearly. So you can stop repeating certain mistakes and wasting time. Time is of the essence. In the success and production of life, time is of the essence. How are you sharing your time? What is it that you're accommodating that you need to go and think about and then check it off your list that I don't want to worry about this anymore? Critical thinking skills are considered one of the many durable skills in their lifetime. It doesn't go out of style. It's very durable. It's useful in every situation that you want to work on. According to the research by American Succeeds, critical thinking is in the top 5 most requested durable skills in anything that you want to talk to a human being. Is one of the top 5. You know how somebody posts a job, they say, I need somebody that do this, they need to be a critical thinker. So what I'm not here to share something that you can say, okay, whatever. No. Once you master it, it's going to set you apart. These skills get requested more than 2.5 times more than other skills. It shows that the soft skills like critical thinking is a demand for people you want to communicate with and have in your team. It's a demand. That's why I delete some comments. If you talk, it's something you type out demand. Even if there's someone that have tried to help, I just watch that comment, I just remove that person from my mind totally. So there are people out there like me, I detest all this rubbish. That people are showing you something, all of a sudden you have ownership to it. You don't know the person. And then you're not even thinking what the fact is. But you want to occupy the person's space. Critical thinking skills are important, period. This will help you work independently and solve problems on your own. You don't need to know every situation around you and what is happening. You are in that environment. You need to critically think on how to stay still and be very productive in the negative environment you're in. Not everything you see that requires an ongoing involvement. You might need critical thinking to be able to stay away from it, even if you're still in the same environment. These skills matter. And they're going to help you level up. They're even going to help you live where you are and then rise to see everything else. You're here and you're seeing people here. You're on this level. You're seeing these people. When you apply certain skills, you're going to be here. When you get up here, there are different people you're going to be looking at. Does that make sense? I hope this makes sense. So whenever you upgrade, you are no longer seeing the same people you are seeing. Your thinking is different now. So you have upgraded to a different level. Now you have a different encounters with people. So people you're encountering with is different. So that's why when I see certain people, whether they think, no, I cannot. That's what I mean by someone is not in your level. But there are certain things you cannot get involved in. Because you have not come up here. So why are you coming down, still thinking with these people around down here? So a critical thinker gets you up here. Then you meet your kind on that level. You don't come back here to think. It is in demand. It will set you apart. I can look at certain people and know the critical thinkers among the whole thing that they're doing. So what kind of things that can you do today that will give you the ability to gain this skill that is demanded? Critical thinking matters every day with your everyday life. Having a foundation for critical thinking can help you analyze several possible solutions for problems, and that will help you pop up. It's going to help you analyze different viewpoints. You always have to. I shared something on my profile, personal profile, regarding somebody that visited their village and saw all the ogos and all the greens. And then I think I typed on their post, I'm like, why don't you engage one of those farmers? Buy everything they have, take it with you, go to market and sell it to somebody, even if you make 1,000 naira on top of it. And then now have the people start producing. So that means you're now engaging someone that farms in your village to start producing this thing that you guys keep complaining about is expensive in the market. And I posted on there, I said, go and patronize the local markets. You guys have local markets. Those people that are not going to farms anymore, what is stopping them? How can you aid them and help them? But we're busy over here complaining and you look for someone to do for us. Go to your village, see how you can help somebody to produce something that they sell in the Anko market, a KR4 or Oreo market. And then be one of their biggest exporter. Carry the things from them and go to Enugu, Lagos, Aba, Abuja. Sell it to the local markets. So people that sell it can make money. So you are not helping somebody else, not just waiting for people to help you. There are people you can help. Go back to your local market, your village, and see who you can impact there. This job is all of us to do. So you want to come up with the best solution to complex problems. You want to become a better learner. As a critical thinker, it's going to help you to become better in everything you do. Now, be critical thinking. You're wasting too much time. Yesterday, I shared with you guys how we are occupying our mind with all these things where there's so much good out there you can be thinking. Somebody's going to have to find a solution on how you can survive in the hardship. The government will not do it for you. It's going to come from individuals like you. Somebody is going to sit around and formulate a plan that they have thought through and they work. I gave you guys some instances and that plan might be back in your village. Go and engage those farmers. People in America are farming in Nigeria. Some of them own farms in Nigeria. They just give them money, they farm, and they sell it. So as we are crying of hunger, crying that something is not working, let's look back to our village. You cannot use people to sustain your lifestyle. That's what most of you want to do. I'm going to continue to use you so I can sustain my lifestyle. For sooner or later, you're going to have to critically think about the way forward. How is that working for you? And for most of you wasting your time trying to put somebody down, you cannot. Get out of that business. It does not work. If you work, people will be suffering. If you talk, people can fall. You will be suffering. If you wish and people fail, people will be suffering. It does not work. God does not work like that. So get yourself out of business. Try to do the work that God does. If you like, get on your knees and pray as much as you pray. It might not affect the person. They did not do anything to you. He only works for the wicked. And that might work for you. That might backfire to you. I tell people to be careful. Each time you're praying, back to sender, be very careful. You might be that sender that is going to come right back to. So if you're very careful, cannot sit in one end, you're doing something over there, you're you're seeing that, praying back to sender. Be a critical thinker so you know that those things does not work. Find a way to sustain your uniqueness and who you are. Stop being follow. Stop doing certain things. Get out of certain business. Leave that for God. Leave everything that is happening for God, because God is the ultimate. He's the one that knows. There's nothing you can do to people. Nothing. I hope this is hitting hard. You can't do anything. You're only going to be fighting with your keyboard. And the more you fight with your keyboard, the more you want to challenge people, the more you want to challenge God, the more you're upsetting yourself. A lot of people upset themselves because they are thinking that they can do something to other human beings. That is a major delusional thinking I've ever seen. And until you know that it's delusional to be thinking like that, you leave that business alone and move on to something else. Whatever it is that you have, you have. Whatever it is that's working for you, let it work for you. And get out of certain business. Because at the end of the day, we are in a race. Amateurs are going mile, right? After the race, one counts. So make sure as you're racing, you're in your lane. If somebody is jumping around, stop racing and be looking at, look at what they're doing. No, look at what they're doing over here. Look at what they're doing. And you start recruiting people. Oh, can you guys see her? You see what she's doing? Oh my God. Look at how she does. Look at how she does. Leave all those things alone. If God bless you, let it bless you. And you enjoy your blessing by yourself. Don't need your blessing to be scattering everybody else. It does not work. And be careful trying to do the right thing for the wrong reasons. Because sometimes most of us engage ourselves in something that don't make any sense. I see that sometimes I look at it, I just shake my head. As a critical thinker, like I told you guys, I don't bother with non-relevant things. I wish you guys can learn that. It helps. And when you take your mind from non-relevant things, it takes away a lot of things for you. So I hope somebody find this useful. Remember, critical thinking is a skill set that you need to master for growth, for maturity. Stop acting like a child. Stop letting people convince you. You know the fact, you know the fact. And if you know the fact, still question the fact. Someday, wake up and ask yourself, how can you be thinking like that? Hope, how can you believe this person? Ask yourself all those questions. It's very important. Life is sweet if you let go of all the rubbish. You can suffer in peace. You're already going through something. You might as well have some clarities. I'll give you guys 1 or 2 ideas about what you can do. Go and find out what your local market is. If you haven't visited your village, do it now. There's something that's always in season. You can get into that business. Take 4,000 naira, go to your local market, you can buy something you could sell for 5,000 or 10,000 in Lagos or Abuja. Send your cousin to go to the market and take picture, take a video, and send you what's in the market. Go to Kwakwa, buy me all the ogiri they have there. Put it in a transport and send it to me. And they use that to cost out how much it's gonna sell it. If you sell it lower than they sell it in Lagos, it's gonna be cheaper. It's gonna make everything. That guy that showed that Ogo is so fresh, fresher than you can ever see. Some Ogo in Lagos, look at they're dying, they're not doing well anyway. And then he took the picture. He said, water leaf full that place like crazy. There's no way you put something in the transport in the morning, it will not get you in the evening. You carry it that night, that evening or that next day, go to the market and sell it. No matter what you do, I still do buying and selling. I do. Everybody does buying and selling. So don't just sit around and be waiting. What are you waiting for? Waiting for a destiny helper. Someone to give you and hand over to you. As for the meantime, what are you doing? You know you could potentially have someone be doing a goosey in your village and you're buying it all the time and selling it in Lagos. You know that once it crosses that Igbo land to Lagos, it's more expensive. There's ways you can help yourself. There's ways you can do certain things. Don't just sit back and be waiting. Sometimes we just overwait. Sometimes I want ask people, what are you waiting for? Get back into the game and make this life work. Life is beautiful. Leave it. Leave all these things that bother you. Whether you worry about it, you don't worry about it, they do not solve anything. A critical thinker will know that worry does not worry does not do anything. And the longer you hold on to anger does not justify the depth of it. If you like, this person upset me, let me hold on to it and just hold my breath because they got me upset. It does not matter. I hope that makes sense. It doesn't matter if say they got me upset. I'm never going to talk to them. You can keep on your own. They stay on their own. That does not add any value to anything. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. I hope this benefits somebody. As always, I need to talk to you guys, but I rested today. Tomorrow I'm going to go for another massage. I'm going to go around because like I told you guys, I like to enjoy my time where I am. Any environment that you find yourself, just duck there and see what you can tap into to keep moving and keep living. Most of you are holding your breath for no reason, and that thing you're waiting for. Don't be in a hurry. You know, sometimes we don't think critically. We go and jump into the wrong people, wrong gang, wrong things. So make sure that you're evaluating everything that you're coming in contact with. And don't forget that God is always working. Okay, he's always working. He's positioning people. He's just waiting on you to be ready so you can partake in what you need to partake in. Okay, thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Love you guys. I thank you guys. Bye.